We are back on Taking Care of Business on Current Radio, News Talk, 1180, 1230, KGEO, 1410 KERI, 1000 KKIM in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and now on the Internet in Richmond, Oakland, and the San Francisco Bay Area. Our guest by phone, former Congressman Barry Goldwater, Jr. So, Barry, we got to have you back on soon again, okay?
Well, sure thing, anytime.
Okay. Well, I want to talk about some current events. One thing I want to talk about definitely with you is you're still involved in Republican politics, which is a great thing.
Yeah.
Obamacare, what a disaster this is turning into.
Well, absolutely. It was 27,000 pages, passed in 2010 without a Republican vote. It is ill-designed, ill-conceived, and I think it's going to be an impossibility to actually implement. It would almost be, Obamacare is almost like asking the whole country to stop driving on the right side of the road and drive on the left side right now.
Great analogy. Yeah. Great analogy.
One of my big concerns, because I was the author of the Privacy Act of 1974, is the protection of personal information that is required to be collected. What's going to happen to that information? And if we have a lot of hackers, which this Obamacare is going to invite, you have no expectation of privacy when it comes to Obamacare. That's something that greatly concerns me.
Well, and that's a good issue, too, because what we're looking at here on a federal basis, they don't even have to let you know that you're being hacked, where state-wise it's totally different, right? The laws are different state.
Yeah, I think, in hindsight, I think we would be better off of allowing the states to create some kind of program. The great thing about our Federation of States is that we learn from each state. Each state tries a different angle, a different approach, and we learn from each other. Whereas if the federal government does it, which it's doing now, it's a one-size-fits-all. And we're seeing lots of problems with that approach.
Yeah. Well, are the courts going to be the ones that bring down Obamacare and not the legislature?
I think the courts are going to gut Obamacare. There's a lot of outstanding, and nobody talks about this. There's a lot of outstanding lawsuits that are pending.
Well, right now that Hobby Lobby case, the religious liberty for corporations. What do you think about that case?
Yeah. Well, that's going on. There's another one against IPAC, the Independent Payment Approval Board, which is independent of the Congress, the executive branch. It has no checks and balance. It is basically what was called a death squad. The Congress cannot give away its authority, and that is the lawsuit that's going to kill Obamacare.
Oh,
and by the way, it's being brought by the Goldwater Institute, a conservative think tank here in Arizona.
What is the Goldwater Institute? I don't know about that. I'm not familiar with
Well, it's a private think tank. They have researchers that research ideas and publish. We have a legal arm that sues government when they violate the state constitution, and it has become the leader of state-based think tanks, and most states have them. But Arizona has set the high standard on protecting liberty and conservatism.
Oh, wow. Do you have a website for the Goldwater Institute?
Yeah, it's the Goldwater Institute.
Okay.
.com.
I got to take a look at that because that sounds intriguing to me. Right now the media seems to be deserting him. Do you think that's partially going to be his downfall as well?
Well, not only is the media having second thoughts, but many Democrats are starting to move away from Obamacare and the president. I think the Democrats see themselves vulnerable. The American people are a lot smarter than politicians give them credit for. They know when they've got a pig in the poke, when they've got a program that's not working, and I think the Democrats are going to have a hard time, especially the liberal ones who voted for Obamacare.
Yeah. The death panelists, I got a little criticism lately for quoting the death panelists because I think that's exactly what they are. Do you have any problem with that concept? Is that how you see it?
No, that is wrong. The Congress cannot give away its authority, and this panel has life and death over your health. Mm-hmm. It can determine what procedures you're going to be given. It very well cut off health care for the elderly, because they're going to die, and why waste our money? I mean, they have life and death over the American people, and that is a very, very dangerous situation that, if it allows to go into play, is going to give a real chilling effect over our liberties.
Yeah, no question about it. I want to talk to you definitely about the Republican Party, but before we go there, Detroit, do you think the feds are going to bail out the city?
Oh, I'm sure they probably will try, but with the makeup of the Congress, I don't think anything like that could ever pass.
Here you have 30 years of liberal policies, and look at the results.
See, what I've proposed is we put together a bunch of investors and buy Detroit out of bankruptcy. We will fund it, and then we'll list it on the New York Stock Exchange. We'll have investors. We'll do some IPOs. We'll pay off the debts. We will contract all the services out to the private sector, and we'll run the city like a business. And
renegotiate the union contracts.
Well, those are going to go away even in bankruptcy.
That's true. Yeah, they would, because there's a $3.5 billion negative going on right now.
Yeah, so the unions have bankrupted Detroit, and is doing it elsewhere where they have where government bows down and caves into union demand.
Yeah,
and it's inevitable, and that's what happened in Detroit. So what we do is we do away with all that. We contract all the services out, with exception, of course, and run it more on a business-like way. And we could do that.
Actually, that's a pretty good concept. I like that idea. And it would work. The free market always works when you get a chance.
Well, we can try it up there. What's the city in Northern California?
Stockton?
Stockton, yeah. Stockton might be a better place because it's smaller.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have as many problems, and it's sitting in a very rich environment.
Mm-hmm.
That could be done very well with that city.
That's a great idea.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm all for it. Well, in the final minutes we have, I want to talk a little bit about the party. Is the Republican Party running away from the Tea Party and its conservative roots?
No, not at all. The conservative roots, the Tea Party, the Libertarians, we all believe in the same thing: limited government, less taxes, personal responsibility. That's our mantra. We want government to work and work efficiently, providing the services that are needed for the American people. We don't want to run people's lives. We don't want to get into their bedrooms. We don't want to get and decide their health programs and what they should eat and what have you. No, the Republican Party is strong. Its core beliefs are strong and vital. Whether it's Tea Party or Libertarian or conservative, we're all in the same boat, and all you're hearing from is press talk about rumors and innuendos and trying to split a party that is united. It is united. It's going to do well in 2014.
Well, you don't think there's a problem with the Rhinos in the Republican Party?
I think the party's big enough for all of us. You're going to have Rhinos, you're going to have Libertarians. We all get along. We basically think the same way, and that is, make government work.
Mm-hmm.
And so, there's nothing wrong with Rhinos. We have inter-party battles going on all the time, and so do the Democrats. That's healthy.
Okay, so you're not concerned with that at all. You just think it's just part of the ebb and flow as far as finding a middle ground for us.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
I think we've got some great candidates. We definitely have 30 of the 50 governors, all of whom are top-notch executives to pick from for our candidates in 2016. Some terrific politicians that are up and coming that you'll be hearing more about in the next several years.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about 2014? What do you think the Republicans' chances are?
I think the Republicans will take over the Senate, and they'll keep the House.
Really? Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I think the handwriting's on the wall. I really do.
Okay. Do you think this has a lot to do with Obamacare, or just...
It has everything to do with Obamacare. It has everything to do with mismanagement.
Right.
It has everything to do with the lack of leadership within the Senate at the presidential level. This country is dying for Ronald Reagan, even at JFK, to unite the country, to bring back the spirit of America. There is no leadership in Washington right now, and that's our main problem. Mm-hmm. I think the Republicans will stand a good chance of taking back both bodies. Wow.
I love your attitude. I wish you were running again.
I've been there, done that. It's I hate to admit it, but it's a young man's game.
Yeah.
It's a ball buster. It is a tough business to be in politics today.
And it's not getting any easier.
I'm not sure it's enjoyable as it was when I was in Congress.
Yeah. Well, we've got a few seconds left, but I want to ask you, who do you like in 2016? I know it's a little early, but
I don't have a preference.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't. I think we've got some great candidates to pick from. I think it's a little early to even be thinking about it right now.
Yeah, you're probably right. We got to focus on 2014.
Yeah.
Barry, thank you so much for the time. I knew it was going to go quick, and I would love to have you back after the first of the year.
Listen, I'm always as close as the closest phone.
Okay.
And I'll be happy to get in with you anytime.
Great. Barry, thank you for the time.
Marty, thank you.
We'll be back in a moment on Taking Care of Business on Current Radio News Talk 1180.